Hello, and we're so grateful to have you here on the Own It Show. We've got our special guest, Betina, and I'm so grateful because she's not only a good friend of mine, but we run our clubhouse together every Thursday at 5:15 Eastern in the Lit Society, and our room is Think and Grow Rich, and we run through the principles of prosperity to truly help people own their best lives. And this girl is lit. She is on fire. Her energy is incredible. She's such an inspiration, and she's up to good things in this world. So we're so excited to have you today, and I will let you introduce yourself. So go ahead.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm honestly so on fire to be here today, you guys. It's such a blessing to be here and be able to share and talk about things that have completely transformed my life, be with someone as incredible as Heather. And in all honesty, that's already a tip. Never say I try to. We do it or we don't. But I always focus on bringing my best. But man, this week I've been on fire. My energy levels are just so much higher. So I am ready for this. And I'm excited. So thank you for having me here.
Well, I'm so excited because what we are here to do is always to inspire and educate entrepreneurs. I live to inspire and educate people to greatness, to own their lives, to get out of excuse realm, to take responsibility for all the results because we attract it in our lives by who we're being. And we really want to help people understand human potential and performance. It's not taught in school. This is not common education. And we want to take the uncommon to be common. So Betina and I have some incredible tips and tricks for you today. You know, that's my favorite thing to do. And we have tips and tricks on entrepreneurship and success through the journey today. So I'm going to let Betina take it away with the first tip.
All right, so I'm just looking at all my notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. So my first step, I think, in entrepreneurship, which is something that I never ever did, is pay yourself first and make sure that you set multiple streams of income. So set yourself up for success. Today, now more than ever, there are so many ways to earn that we're not even thinking about it. We're not even looking. And one of my favorite quotes is from Rockefeller. He says, "He who works all day has no time to earn money." And that is something that it doesn't have awareness around it, because it's actually commonly thought, the thought process behind it is let's work hard all day. But what's not talked about enough is that it's actually the opposite. How can we possibly humanly earn enough if you're working and exhausting yourself all day? Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. So my first thing that I want to share with everybody is start learning about different ways, start diversifying yourself, learn about investments, learn about how you can put your money in different ways so you can start earning, and then getting that confidence to really step outside that comfort zone and create that life that we're all meant to have, because we're spiritual beings. And we're all meant to expand and grow and give and be incredible. So there's different ways to do that.
And I just wanted to add to that too about paying yourself first, because when I first started as an entrepreneur, you know, they say for the first 2 years, put all your money back into the business. After you pay yourself, though, remember that. And not only do you want to decide how much income do you want to earn a month, a week, to live the lifestyle that you desire, you want to decide, investments on all of those things and set them up: long-term savings, short-term savings, your investments, your retirement, and then, your self-income, right? So, and I'm thinking, your last one, donations, right?
Yes.
And personal development. So all really successful people, you know what they do? They spend 20% of their income on personal development and hiring coaches and mentors and taking programs. And that's how you step into your greatness. You have to pay yourself first. So how in 2 years did I get to where I am? It's because not only did I pay myself first and, be able to then build a company and a team, but I paid myself by also hiring coaches and mentors. So put that money back into you, because as I love to say, you are your biggest glass ceiling. And so you want to grow yourself. And so I have a tip here, because I am a coach. I want to, and I've been interviewing so many coaches over the last week, and what I keep hearing is, you know, it's a trade your time for money model. So that's the first thing that doesn't work if you really want to expand your income. As Betina, you know, said, you've got to get your money to work for you. So you need to figure out investments, and if you want to be able to earn money outside of those hours of working all day, right? So that money needs to be able to work for you. So if you're a coach and you only sell one-off sessions, it didn't take that person 90 minutes to screw themselves up or whatever they need to fix, their health or wellness or relationships, whatever you are doing in your coaching. Think about that. How long have they had this problem? What are all the things that built them up to get here? And how long is it actually going to take them? So you're writing a prescription. How long is it going to take to solve their problems? You're not selling them on a certain amount of money. You're telling them how long it's going to take to help them get the results that they want. And you're not there to give them a Band-Aid to take their $300 for a session, right? You actually want to get them to where they want to go. And so build yourself a company that serves like that. So now you offer 3, 6, or 12-month contracts, nothing in between, no more one-off sessions. You do your free consultation. You discover and prescribe, right? So you discover the problem, you prescribe the results and the way to get there, and then you sign them up. And instead of, you know, having them pay in cash or pay by checks or pay per session, they pay by package. So it's either they're paying for 6 months in full, or you can set them up on PayPal on a recurring monthly payment. So you know on the 28th of every month that $1,000 comes in for that weekly session that you do with Joe, right? Like start setting yourself up like a business and set yourself up for success. Because if you're a coach and you're trading your time for money, if you don't have these systems in place, you don't know what you're earning next month. And that's not so much fun in the entrepreneur world. So pay yourself first, set yourself up for success as a coach, and set yourself up and set them up for success. You're not going to fix them in one session. You know that, I know that. So get them to commit to that longer commitment. And that's my tip. Amazing. Betina, take it away.
No, I love everything you just said. Like, it's a beautiful tip, and it brings so much awareness towards getting that worth and working smart, not hard, right? Because it's everything about perception. It's truly about perception. And it's already, I just wanted to say, it's so exciting that you guys are here listening to this, because that already shows that nothing happens by accident, right? You're bringing that stuff to you, and this material. And I feel that's something really good to go aligned with what I said, and also complement everything that you said, and will lead beautifully into my second tip, which is, it's exactly what you said. Yes, make your money work for you, as well as, I think that a beautiful way to put this is, we're like a flower, right? We need that water. We need to water ourselves. We need to take that time to ourselves, not be exhausting ourselves all the time through working constantly. And the way that we do that is through shifting our perception into, oh, I don't have time. No, look at your day. Where are you putting your time? Where perhaps can you learn about ways to not spread yourself too thin and invest that money? So what do I mean by that? Because I said in the beginning of this interview, to set multiple streams of income, perhaps stop watching Netflix for 1 week and commit into going on YouTube and being like, different streams of income. How can I earn? So much information is going to come. You're going to get overfloated. You're going to get overwhelmed, but don't worry. Start breaking that down. Start listening, and you will start feeling within. It's going to start coming. It's going to start becoming one with you, which one is right for you. Then that way, in 1 week, you can already be setting a second stream of income, right? I think that this works beautifully. So shift your perception, use your time wise. Never say, I don't have time to elevate yourself. The life you're worth is so worth it. And that leads beautifully to my second tip, which is, I think that so many people forget this, because it's almost like the world is working against us, but it's okay, because we have beautiful people like Heather and beautiful programs. Like she said, there are ways for us to invest in yourself. And now actually that just came to mind from what you said earlier. Investing in yourself, it's relating with the flower example I gave. It's so important to have a coach or to have guidance, and to be putting that time into you. first every single day. The same way you pay yourself first, put time into you first, right? Into that personal growth, into learning multiple streams of income, into learning this material, into reading 10 pages of a book, into going for a walk. And again, never say you don't have time. Just trade something that's not serving you into something that's serving you now. It's as easy to do as it is not to do. So let's keep that in mind. So invest in yourself first, pay yourself first. And the second, I guess, let's put these two as one. And I love always giving a bit extra because it just comes and it flows out of me. But the last thing is please, people, let's be so clear on what we want. That is so important. I honestly feel like most people fail because of a lack of clarity, and then have courage to decide and step into that. Replace the fear of failure with understanding that failure is your pathway to success. So love your failures. Start working with fear. Allow fear to come in. Invite fear for dinner. I love that Elon Musk said that. I have dinner with my fear and get comfortable with that feeling. So that feeling now starts transforming into confidence.
I love that. I just have to say I love that. Have dinner with your fear. Because you don't know how many people I've talked to over the last week who said, I don't know what I want. And, you know, the biggest thing is that, like, that stops me is I'm afraid it won't work. So I don't try.
Exactly. I think it's, and it's like having it so clear so you're not sending confused messages out there. So weird things come your way, and then that allows you to not feel as confident. Know what you want, write that down, and look at it every single day and visualize it. Having clear, defined goals allows us to walk in a straight path. I talked about this with Heather in a live that we did. One of my favorite quotes as well is, without clear, defined goals, we become strangely enslaved by performing daily trivia. That's what happens. We wake up, we fall into routine. We allow the garbage that everybody's talking about to throw into us, such as fears, such as this doesn't work, or I don't have enough money. We start listening to things and we fall into that trap and we lose our confidence. We waste our time just watching Netflix. Nothing wrong with watching Netflix, but if that's all you're doing and you're falling into that trap of daily life, of daily self-talk, bad self-talk, or gossiping, whatever it is, it's not serving you, because we need to understand we need to live in accordance with the laws of the universe, the laws of God, however you want to call it. So whatever you're doing against that is working against you. And being clear on what you want, it's how everything starts. Any successful coach, and Heather will probably touch base on this, the first thing they need to know is, what do you want? What do you want in every single area of your life? Be freaking clear. How do you want to look like in your health? Like, what's that's gonna look like? What's your dream house? Go shop for it, and then don't worry about the how. Things will start falling into place, because you're, by knowing what you want, it's not only in your mind anymore. If you write it down, it's the first step into making it real. And then by looking at every day, you're allowing that to become one, so you can become your goal. But everything starts with knowing what you want and investing in yourself daily, and it's as easy to do as it is not to do.
And that's one of my favorite sayings. It's as easy to do as it is not to do. And as Betina was saying, you know, we don't manage time, guys. We manage activity. So when you say we don't have time, the truth is, you said it's not a priority. I didn't make time for it. Let's all be honest with ourselves. This is the reality of life. So then pull up your day, right? Who actually writes down everything they actually do or don't do in a day and actually track it? When I used to work with brain injuries and when I was healing from concussions, and I still help people with this too today, we write down every single thing that we do in a day. We track how many points it does, how much energy it does. Is it adding to the goal? Is it getting closer to the goal? Prioritize it. What needs to go and what needs to go in? And it's our daily habits that are easy to do and easier not to do. Like, read for 15 minutes a day so that you are growing. Because if you're not growing, you're not going anywhere. And whatever you're doing, you're trading your life for. Whatever you're doing right now, you are giving your life for. And I know, if you lived 5,000 years in this one lifetime, cool, take your time, do whatever you want. But you're lucky if we have 70 to 120 years and you only have this time now. So decide what you're going to do with this lifetime and commit to it, a greater purpose, and everything will come in and show you the way of how to get there. You just have to decide what you are meant to do here.
That's so powerful. I love that, because then what you just said was a massive awakening moment for me. I was listening, I was driving, listening to a Bob Proctor audio, and he said, if you're not growing, you're disintegrating by law. And the best example of that is, think about that chair in your house that nobody uses, right? Or that space that nobody touches. Really soon it's dusty, it starts rusting, then it starts looking so bad. But that spot that everybody looks, always you have to keep it clean, you have to maintain it, it's looking sharp, it's looking good, because everybody's always using, because everything is energy and everything is always moving. So by law, if you're not growing, you're disintegrating. That was like boom. And something that used to get me all the time too, it was, I would get so overwhelmed. So for example, and that's something that I want to leave it with everybody listening. If you listen to this and you get some incredible tips, automatically as human beings, we start asking ourselves, but how? And then so many thoughts start coming into us and we start getting overwhelmed, and right away we give up. You are going to get into some beautiful ideas over here. And then if your mind starts going into how, don't worry about that. Just focus on what we talked about here, on working every single day into growing. And trust me when I say this, because I was that person. I would study this and it would overwhelm me so much that sometimes I would leave the study. I would stop studying. But understand that if you do, like Heather said, 10 minutes a day, like we've been saying here, you're going to start learning. We're going to start putting it together, and the how will come into place. Just trust yourself. Just have faith, and one step at a time, every single day, with a clear image of what you want, beautiful things happen.
I love that. And my last tip I'm going to close out for you guys is remember your worth. So I know for so many people are out there, they're accepting things in their life. And I was originally going to say about how you charge, but I'm going to talk about in every area of your life. Remember your worth. Time is a currency. Who are you spending your time with? Money is a currency. How are you spending your money? What are you charging people? Do you have 20 years of experience and spent $100,000 on education, but you're charging $20 an hour? Know your worth. Sit down and ask yourself, how much time and experience and education and money have I spent on developing me? What should I be charging? But then you think about what you're doing with your time and the people you spend your time with, because that also is a currency that you don't get back.
Absolutely.
So Betina, let them know where they can find you, where they can join us, anything else before we close out.
And you know what I thought would be really helpful, really quick? I didn't get to introduce myself and share my story. Wait, like, we can do it opposite. Why not? Nothing happens by accident. Maybe it's a little surprise at the end, a little thing. I'll do it really quick because time is so important and we honor everybody that's listening. But at least for me, when I'm listening to someone, it's so good to know where they came from and why they're sharing all this. So I figure I can do it so quick here, really quick. We do it in the opposite way, and it's beautiful, it's special, it's our thing. Let's just put it that way, right?
Start with the end in mind, yeah?
Let's do that. I love that. So perfect. We can't connect the dots looking forward, only backwards. So I guess we are aligned, right? We're taking aligned action. That's beautiful, right? Why would we do it like everybody else? Anyways, let's be our beautiful selves. Just really quick, I figured it would be good to close just to tell you guys a little about me. So I moved from Brazil to Canada 8 or 9 years ago. I'm already starting to lose track of time at this point because it's been a very long time. It's crazy. I came here when I was 18 years old by myself. Knew English, but not too well. My accent was extremely strong with like, really? I couldn't even say really. It's crazy. And I came here to learn English eventually and then go back home. And then I met my husband. And so the whole plan shifted and I had to figure it out. Okay, so how am I going to make it work? Inside me, I always had that feeling I want to be more. And I feel like a lot of us, we have. I know I'm capable. But then we listen to so many reasons why not. And we start forgetting. I just never gave up. Right? I never gave up on that feeling that I had within. So I went to school. I did a regular thing. I got a job right after school and I needed, so my husband and I got engaged. That's what actually, okay, I guess I'm living in Canada now. And he made me, okay, let's figure it out. So I got engaged. I needed the money to pay the wedding fest, so I just got a retail job. Then I did the regular thing, got the office job, the 9 to 5, was totally miserable and kept on looking for ways, just never giving up, like digesting information. Everything happens to make us who we are supposed to be. So I think that as long as we don't give up, even if perhaps you're not where you want to be or you haven't started your business, I wouldn't imagine, I mean, I could imagine 10 years ago I would be here. I just maybe didn't believe. But the fact that I didn't give up led me to believe. So I just kept working, and then I was miserable in the 9 to 5. Like, honestly, it was shrinking. I love the saying from my favorite authors, Robert Kiyosaki, from the Rich Dad Poor Dad. We become enslaved by a paycheck. We truly do. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not happy, but I need to earn the money. So I started working with weddings, but then now I had money, I didn't have time. So just never gave up. Entrepreneurship was the way that I could express myself. I had no idea how. And then the first step that I took was into network marketing, which is beautiful. I absolutely recommend this industry to any person because it's going to give you personal growth. It's going to allow you to step out of that world with an employing mindset and jump into a mindset of believing you can. And even if it's for you to work in a company, you're going to figure it out. You're going to get in touch with what you really want, and then things will flourish. And that's how it started. I started becoming that person. And today I'm very strong in the e-commerce area. Perhaps I can come back here one day and share with you guys the results of that. That's a beautiful passion project of mine right now. And diversifying, investing, and becoming that dream entrepreneur I always dreamed of. This is who I am today, and I'm so excited. So I think that's a beautiful way to close. That's all I have to share at this very end.
Thank you so much for your inspiring story, because guys, that's all it takes is the burning desire and that persistence. Never quit. Your best life is on the other side of that next failure. Just keep going. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on our Clubhouse in the Lit Society every Thursday at 5:15 Eastern for Think and Grow Rich. Remember, expect magic and miracles, because what we expect is what we get. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.